Hey guys, Churchy here. So 2022 looks to be a pretty good year for new game releases, and there are a lot of games that I'm excited for, or that at the very least I'm curious about. In this video, I just wanted to quickly talk about 5 games that should be releasing in 2022 that have piqued my interest and have me pretty excited. Lost Ark is coming to the West on February 11th with early access from the 8th for anyone who buys a Founders Pack. Lost Ark is a free-to-play MMORPG with an isometric perspective and a focus on action combat, and it's a game I've been looking forward to for years. The game looks gorgeous, and I love the way they've managed to use the isometric view in some really cinematic ways. It's full to the brim with the content you'd expect in an MMO: dungeons, raids, PvP, bosses, a massive world to explore, and from what I've seen of the combat, the classes and the skills, everything looks and sounds very weighty and satisfying. Lost Ark is a game that I'm really looking forward to sinking some hours into. Elden Ring releases on the 25th of February, and I'm pretty excited to dip my toes into this one. While I still haven't actually played through the Dark Souls series, over the last couple of years, Souls-likes have been growing on me, and little by little, I've found myself trying out more and more games in the genre. Elden Ring is the next big release from Software, and from what I've seen, it looks like they've taken the best mechanics and ideas from their previous Dark Souls titles and then combined them in a gorgeous dark fantasy open world that's full of challenging enemies, fun areas to explore, and secrets to find. If you've followed my channel for a while, then you'll know that Outward, which is an open-world survival RPG with some Souls-like influences, has been one of my favourite games. And when I look at the Elden Ring gameplay, I see some similarities that I like, and I also see something that really excites me, which is the combat appears to be very smooth, fluid, and responsive. I'm keen to play and learn more about that combat, and I think if this game manages to hook me, then it could easily become one of my favourites. Hogwarts Legacy is most likely releasing sometime in Q3 of 2022, and while I have to admit that I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, this game has definitely sparked my interest. Hogwarts Legacy is an open-world RPG that will see you attend Hogwarts in the 1800s. You'll learn spells, make potions, tame magical beasts, and explore new and familiar locations from the Harry Potter universe. It also seems that you'll learn some ancient magics and that some type of morality system may be at play in the game, or at the very least you may get to choose to embrace some darker magics. I think the visuals look stunning, and overall from what I've seen, this particular imagining of Hogwarts is very appealing to me. I'm not sure if I'll buy this game yet, but I'm definitely very curious about it and interested in seeing more. Starfield is set to release on November 11th, and while I haven't been too pleased with some of Bethesda's more recent business practices, and I don't want to get my hopes up too much for this game, I also have to admit that since the days of Morrowind, I've been a huge Bethesda fan, and the games they make are some of my all-time favourites, and are also some of the games that I sink the most hours into. I love the Elder Scrolls, and I love Fallout, and while we don't know too much about Starfield yet, other than it being set amongst the stars and boasting a lot of player freedom, if it matches former BGS titles in terms of role-playing, world-building and lore, and Bethesda don't ruin it with greedy monetization practices, then I think Starfield is going to be a game that I spend a lot of time in. S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, Heart of Chernobyl, was originally going to release in April, but has now been delayed and will release on December 8th. I'm always happy to see a game get delayed, because at the very least it means the devs are aware that they need more time to work on a product, and that they'd prefer to do that than release a game that isn't ready. Many years ago, I played a lot of S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl, and I have some very fond memories of it. I never really played much Clear Sky or Call of Pripyat, but more recently I've been playing Stalker Anomaly, a free-to-play mod that is standalone and does a lot of really cool things to the game. It's by far my favourite Stalker experience in recent memory, and I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic blend of first-person shooter, survival and horror, set in a grim, post-apocalyptic open world that's filled with terrifying mutant creatures, devastating anomalies, and challenging combat encounters. And from what I've seen and heard so far, it seems that S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 will be offering all of that and maybe more, but with the beauty and functionality that using a modern and powerful game engine can provide. The gameplay I've seen so far looks incredibly immersive and the visuals are absolutely gorgeous. I love first-person shooters, I'm a big fan of survival mechanics when they're done right, and post-apocalyptic settings are one of my favourites, so if GSC Game World gets Stalker 2 right, it's probably going to be an instant favourite for me. So there are a lot of games coming this year and beyond that I'm feeling pretty excited for. This list was just 5 games that I've been thinking about quite a bit lately and are the ones that I'm most interested in at the moment. Let me know what games you're looking forward to in 2022 down in the comments. Thank you to the legends supporting me on Patreon. I could not be doing this without your support and I really appreciate it. And thank you for watching. Have a good day or night, whichever it may be, and I'll see you in the next video.